Landman fans face a long wait for the next episode. Today, Landman's next chapter is under discussion. From strip club lunches to explosive family dinners, Landman serves up cringe-worthy moments where every bite comes with a side of tension. Whether it's Tommy's ex stripping at a country club or a widow's grief-stricken kiss, turning a meal into a battlefield, dining in the world of Landman is never just about the food. It's a high-stakes game of power, tension, and cringe-worthy confrontations. From oil barons clashing over steaks to ill-advised romantic encounters that sour the appetizer, every meal in Taylor Sheridan's Texas is a ticking time bomb. Whether it's a corporate lunch derailed by a strip club performance or a family dinner that ends in emotional warfare, Landman delivers unforgettable moments where the real drama unfolds between bites. Grab a seat, just don't expect a peaceful meal. In Landman, every meal is a battlefield where power, desire, and raw ambition collide over steak and whiskey. The series uses dining scenes not just as moments of sustenance, but as explosive set pieces where alliances fracture, secrets spill, and egos clash. Whether it's a high-stakes corporate lunch sabotaged by personal vendettas or a family dinner that devolves into emotional warfare, these awkward meals expose the fragile facades of Sheridan's oil-soaked world. At its core, Landman's Most Awkward Meals explores how breaking bread, a ritual meant to foster connection, becomes a tense negotiation of dominance, vulnerability, and survival. The table is where deals are made and broken, where lovers turn to enemies, and where the true cost of the American oil dream is paid in silence, sarcasm, and shattered glass. In the ruthless world of West Texas oil rigs and corporate land grabs, every meal serves as a battleground, where fortunes are won and personal demons are unleashed. The story unfolds through a series of increasingly tense dining encounters that expose the fragile alliances and simmering hostilities beneath the surface of polite society. The first encounter takes place at an upscale Austin steakhouse, where Tommy Norris attempts to secure funding from a group of East Coast investors. The carefully choreographed meal begins with expensive bourbon and prime cuts of beef, but quickly derails when a rival arranges for Tommy's ex-lover, a dancer from a local gentleman's club, to perform an uncomfortably personal routine. As she moves to a country ballad Tommy himself wrote during their affair, the room's atmosphere shifts from professional courtesy to barely contained chaos. Silverware clatters against plates as investors exchange glances, while Tommy's forced smile can't mask the fury in his eyes. Back at the Norris family ranch, what should have been a simple Sunday dinner transforms into an emotional war zone. The patriarch holds court at the head of the table, his constant jabs about Tommy escalating tensions. Things boil over when Tommy's sister, a passionate environmental attorney, begins detailing the ecological damage caused by their family's operations. The arrival of Tommy's new romantic interest, a recently widowed landowner whose mineral rights he's been negotiating, sends the evening into complete disarray. A seemingly innocent comment about dessert becomes the spark that ignites long, simmering resentments, culminating in shattered glass and unfinished meals. The most brutal confrontation occurs not in a fancy restaurant, but in a greasy roadside diner at dawn. Following a deadly rig explosion, company executives and surviving crew members find themselves sharing vinyl booths and weak coffee. The forced proximity magnifies the class divide between office suits and field workers. When a corporate risk assessor implies the accident resulted from worker negligence rather than equipment failure, the diner erupts in violence. Flying cutlery and overturned tables become the physical manifestation of years of exploitation and disregard. The arrival of law enforcement only pauses the conflict, leaving behind a wreckage of broken dishes and unhealed wounds. Through these charged encounters around shared meals, the story reveals how breaking bread together has become an act of psychological warfare. In this world, the dining table transforms into an arena where power dynamics play out through seating arrangements, serving orders, and carefully worded toasts. Polite conversation serves as camouflage, veiled threats and strategic manipulation. Even the food itself becomes symbolic. Overdone steaks reflect stubbornness, spilled wine mirrors lost control, and untouched plates speak volumes about unspoken tensions. In the final scene, Tommy sits alone at a nearly empty bar, his reflection distorted in the whiskey glass before him. The bartender's repeated offers of food go unanswered. This solitary moment underscores the central irony. In a world where every meal is a calculated performance, true hunger remains unsatisfied. The story leaves its characters forever caught between the need to consume and the fear of being consumed, where sharing a table might be more dangerous than any oil field hazard. Major television series wrapping in 2025. Several major television series are preparing to conclude their runs in the coming year, with broadcast networks and streaming platforms bringing long-running stories to a close. CBS is saying goodbye to multiple shows, including SWAT, which will end with a 2-hour series finale featuring Hondo facing personal demons and a citywide threat. The network is also wrapping up both FBI International and FBI Most Wanted with high-stakes final missions potentially paving the way for new spin-offs. ABC's The Conners will wrap its 7-season run with a shortened final season of just 6 episodes, airing its series finale in late April. Meanwhile, the rebooted Matlock on CBS may also end after its first season, if not renewed, with its 2-hour finale also scheduled for late April. Streaming platforms are preparing major send-offs as well. Hulu's dystopian drama The Handmaid's Tale concludes its 6th season run in May, setting up its anticipated spin-off. Netflix's cultural phenomenon Stranger Things is expected to return for its 5th and final season in late 2025 after long production delays. Squid Game will conclude its story with a 3rd season, filmed back-to-back with the 2nd. Other notable conclusions include Outlander ending with Season 8 before its prequel begins, and HBO's The Righteous Gemstones finishing its 4-season run with what creators call a natural ending for the dysfunctional televangelist family. Several shows have met unexpected ends. FOX's 911, Lone Star concluded with Season 5 in February, and Netflix canceled The Recruit after its 2nd season in January, despite positive reviews. Disney Plus also scrapped its planned Tiana series before production due to budget constraints. These final seasons and cancellations mark significant transitions in the television landscape as networks and platforms make room for new programming. The final shot, a quiet end to chaos. The closing scene fades in on Tommy Norris, sitting alone at the polished bar of a near-empty Houston steakhouse long after midnight. A half-finished glass of bourbon sits in front of him, the ice long melted. The bartender, a grizzled ex-roughneck who's seen his share of oilmen come and go, silently slides a plate of cold steak and congealed gravy down the counter. Tommy doesn't touch it. Outside, the Texas night hums with distant rig lights and the occasional rumble of tanker trucks. The silence is thick, broken only by the quiet clink of glass as Tommy finally pushes the plate away. He pulls out his phone, staring at dozens of unanswered calls from investors, ex-lovers, and family members, then turns it face down on the bar. The camera lingers on the untouched meal as Tommy drops a $100 bill on the counter and walks out. The last shot is of the plate left behind like every deal gone sour, every relationship wrecked by ambition, every promise that couldn't survive the first course. The steak knife glints under the dim light, still clean. The credits roll over a slow, mournful country cover of Dinner Bell, the same song performed by Tommy's stripper ex in the series' opening episode. Landman, Most Awkward Meals ends as it lived, equal parts tragedy, dark comedy, and a warning that in West Texas, even a shared table can't save you from yourself. The final moments open on a lavish banquet hall in Midland, where Tommy Norris sits at the head of a long table surrounded by oil. Executives, politicians, and rivals all gathered to celebrate Tommy Norris's latest billion-dollar deal. Crystal glasses gleam under chandeliers, but the air hums with unspoken threats. As the 5th course arrives, a perfectly seared ribeye, Tommy's phone buzzes. A leaked video suddenly appears on screens around the banquet hall. Security footage of Tommy drunkenly confessing corporate secrets at that greasy roadside diner months ago. The room freezes. Silverware clatters. Tommy slowly wipes his mouth with a linen napkin, stands, and with a roar, flips the table. Plates shatter. Red wine bleeds into white tablecloths. His once loyal VP lunges, but Tommy dodges, sending them both crashing into the wedding cake meant for dessert. That's a wrap on Landman's Most Awkward Meals. But don't worry, the drama's just getting started. Comment below. Which Landman meal would you survive? The strip club steakhouse? The family dinner grenade? Or the prison biscuit beatdown? Smash that like button if you want more savage breakdowns of TV's most unhinged scenes. Hit subscribe because next week we're diving into Yellowstone's bloodiest fights. Yes, there's a dinner scene where someone literally gets stabbed with a fork. Stay hungry. Stay ruthless. Philosophy out.